Rat? I was like, no way!
Hi, welcome to Film Stash.
Sit up. Don't film like this.
Hi, welcome to Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell.
And I'm Doonies.
No.
No, no.
This week, we're celebrating my 300 subscribers to my channel. Thank you guys so much.
We're finally reviewing what you've all been demanding.
Yeah, you've been spamming my comments there, dear.
So we are reviewing An American Tail, the 1986 Don Bluth classic. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are mice.
We are mice.
We were going to do something a little more elaborate for makeup.
Picture she showed, not
Yeah, it made me very uninspired for mouse makeup, so we chose a simple route. We are mice.
We are mice.
I've never seen it. Have you?
No, this is my first time actually watching it. Like, I've seen it like my video rental stores for years. I've even seen it in like my school's library. I'll check it out someday. Someday eventually turned into like 20-something years later. You know, better late than never. I do these every once in a blue moon, so if you guys would want to see me cover something, just let me know in the comments below and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll get to it someday soon. Hopefully. Someday eventually turned into like 20-something years later. Maybe around 500. I actually have a couple facts on this film. I pulled it from the AFI website. The link will be included below for that website. So American Tail was Amblin Entertainment's first fully animated picture. That's Steven Spielberg's company. I know you were like, this is a Steven Spielberg movie?
I was like that, yeah. Because we were watching the credits and I was like, hold on.
You're like, I know these words.
I do. Like, I know that guy. I've seen that name on other movies.
So production for this film, it started in December 1984 and it went on for like 2 years after. Like it was like a long production.
2 years.
The film was comprised of more than 1 million drawings and 100,000 hand-painted cells in a palette that exceeded 600 colors.
Weak!
So Fievel was named after Steven Spielberg's grandfather, who immigrated to America from Russia.
So this movie's based off Steven Spielberg's grandfather. This is now a biopic.
No, I wouldn't say that. Before we dive into it, what are your general brief thoughts on this film? Very
fun film, very good. I wish I watched it more when I was younger because I feel like it's a very good movie to see, you know, especially to help kids understand, you know, immigration and everything. It puts serious American and Russian history into a format that children can better understand and grasp.
This movie, I thought it was very cute. There was a lot. I probably would have appreciated this more when I was younger, but as an adult, I thought it had quite a bit of merits. I thought it was very cute.
I love Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Anything by Don Bluth, I'm like, yes, like the animation is spectacular. I prefer Don Bluth animation over like the, you know, old Disney animation. I grew up on Thumbelina. That was like, God, it's still one of my favorite movies. We have it right over there on the movie shelf. The animation style is like half the reason I watch his movies, you know?
My biggest praise for this film, I will agree, it was that animation. Because like, it is so pretty. Like what they were saying, the 600 colors, it's very vibrant, but it's realistically kind of muted at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like individual choices that aren't very typical of like the Disney like machine of animation, you know? Characters can look weird and scary and funny for no reason, and I thought that was like really cool. Randomly, this flea would just like spark electricity.
He reminded me of...
No real reason to do it, but it's fun.
He reminded me of the bat in Ferngully.
Did he do Ferngully?
I don't think so. I don't think I saw that on his list just now.
That's the thing with his animation, is just like, you see just like all this style and beauty behind it, and it really makes you think just how animation was an actual craft. I've kind of got too used to like modern CGI, you know, where it's just like, it's not as special anymore. Like, I mean, the Spiderverse films are pushing things, which I think are great, but like, we're not gonna get this type of style of like classic animation with like an actual soul.
Yeah. This was, it's like refreshing to watch it, you know?
It is.
You're like, this is what it's supposed to be, you know? There's not care behind it. There's millions of hours of work, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
but there's not soul. This is art!
Any frame,
You know?
like, you could take a screenshot of any shot of this movie, and it's like...
Yeah, like, I would frame it, like... But a lot of animation nowadays is just, they're pumping out, it's just... They're just making it.
And people crap about online, but I feel bad for the animators because it's such a time crunch and not just like look, get this done within a reasonable span of time and, you know.
I've watched, you know, a million kids movies and Disney movies and cartoon movies, you know, between daycare and just being a 26-year-old child. It's like, that's one of the reasons I just love Don Bluth animation. Every frame is art. We were laughing about the canisters on the kitchen counter, breadcrumbs, more breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
You know? They just have little things like that. And like Fievel, like I noticed through the movie, he was taking off his hat, tucking it in his waistband, carrying it, putting it back on.
Which that's nice.
They gave his character a prop, you know? Which was so cool to me. Because like a lot of the time, like you watch Frozen, Elsa's hair doesn't get, like it doesn't change. But things would happen to Fievel, wind would blow, his hat would go away. You know, things like that. Like, just that kind of attention to detail is one of the things I love. This is something I'm passionate about.
No, and I agree. Like, that, like what we were saying earlier, it was super refreshing just to see.
It's timeless.
If you showed young kids this, I think they would like it, you know? I think there would still be enough to keep their attention the entire time. I guess, like, before we go into story, though, I mean, most of the cast, like, I wasn't too familiar with. I recognized, like, a Christopher Plummer. I recognized, like, Dom DeLuise and Madeline Kahn. Those two were, like, big Mel Brooks players, you know?
Well, I know Mel Brooks, of course, but...
I mean, they were big. Like, you've seen some of Mel Brooks's movies, you know, right? In Robin Hood Men in Tights, he was the Godfather. Like, he was doing the parody of the Godfather. I don't know if Madeline Kahn was still alive by the time that movie happened, but, like, she was in, like, Blazing Saddles. She was in Clue.
It's Twoo.
Yeah.
It's Twoo.
Yeah, no, she's great. But yeah, I like their voice acting in it. I mean, they were like the two that stood out to me, although honestly the rest of the cast voice acting wise I thought was pretty decent overall. It seemed very genuine and warm, and it added to the cozy vibe of the film.
Yeah, it has such a cozy vibe.
You want to talk about the mixed aspects now? Let me just say this about the story. So, and maybe this was because, like, I was expecting a little bit more when I was younger. But when I saw the poster, and you know what poster I'm talking about, it's like Fievel leaving the boat, going into America. It's really pushing the whole immigrant status. The beginning of the film is like, guys, this is showing, like, the hardships and why people had to move to America to escape persecution and this and that. I thought it was going to be, like, the immigration, like, experience, but you kind of dumb it down for, like, kids so that they can grasp it, and it's more like a family film. And you get that at first, but then the rest of the film just kind of becomes this generic, I gotta find my family. Where's my family? Fievel, look, he is cute as a bun.
I kept getting so frustrated.
He goddamn annoyed me throughout this movie. The number of times that he could have found his family, he could have found his family sooner. But when he's about to find his family, it's like, wait, but I gotta see what's down this corridor. I gotta go see what that is. You're looking for your family, man. What are you...
There's always room for adventure.
It kept happening again and again. Learn your lesson, kid. Like, god damn it.
Kids are stupid. I'm Douglas Campbell, and I am saying kids are stupid.
I get for kids, it's fine, whatever. This is just me as, like, a 28-year-old guy saying this, but, like, I was getting goddamn annoyed towards the end. I'm like, come on, let's finish the movie up, man. You're doing it this late in the game. You're stretching this out, man. Come on.
Yeah, I was getting a little frustrated here and there when Fievel was, like, walking over the bridge and his family was under the bridge, and you're just like, look down!
No, here's
something, make noise.
Like, that was fun. I thought that was funny. It's
yeah,
just,
well, they did.
When it was getting towards the end of the film, and he's still doing that,
They kept doing, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They kept doing those gags, like, it's happening again.
It's like, just get these guys together. Like,
yeah,
there's
dragged
no
it on
movie.
a little bit too long.
There's no movie left. And that's kind of my problem, I guess, with the film. I thought there'd be a little more to it, you know? Because there really is not much of a plot to this thing, you know?
There's a lot.
No, it's just... Fievel gets lost. He finds his family. Now, there's stuff in between, but it's just like it felt like little random episodes that hardly connected, and there wasn't really a plot.
How can you say Steven Spielberg's grandfather did not have a plot?
Okay,
you're
saying that was based on his life.
Yeah.
You're saying that was based on his life. But the thing is, it's like there was no plot, man. And then in like the last like 20 minutes of the film, it's like, hey, the movie's almost done. We gotta like start and resolve this thing about getting rid of all the cats in New York City on a ship. I liked it for the most part. It was very cute, but I was kind of like losing steam towards the end of it with just how little was actually happening.
I was not losing steam. I was just, waiting for the happy ending, getting continuously frustrated when they kept edging us with Fievel finding his family.
The kid clearly is not an actor, and I'm not going to say like...
What do you mean?
It was very sweet. Here's the thing. Getting an inexperienced kid to voice Fievel, well, it was very cute.
It was a good, natural...
It was adorable. I wouldn't say it was a good actor, but it sounded like a kid. But then when you force him to sing, it didn't sound good. It was not good. It was on the level of Cindy Lou Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That was not a good song performance.
I would rather it be genuine and natural than like a professional. I like that it was a child talking like a child. Singing like a child,
I get that for like his vocal performance through the film. I just think for singing, he wasn't strong enough for whatever the song was. So we don't want to get sued. We could agree to disagree about the vocal, like musical performances, but
there are no cats in America.
Stop. I don't want to get sued. There was no sense in it being a musical. Some of the songs were fun, but like I feel like he was only doing it just because like he grew up on the classic Disney movies. So you gotta make it a musical. We gotta put a song there. Just the songs did not serve that much of a purpose. It dragged it out. I didn't like the songs. It wasn't considered a musical for most of the runtime, but then they would just throw these songs in there, and most of them did not serve much of a purpose, I feel. If you force something to be a musical and the songs aren't that great, I'm bored and I'm like, dude, come on.
We have very different takes on this movie. If this movie went the way you wanted it to go, it would last 15 minutes.
No, they would have gone through like the prejudices of like being an immigrant in the early days. That could have lasted a movie.
Too heated. They already had enough in
the movie's heated. It's about Jewish mice coming to America that they barely touch upon. I like that they have the aesthetic of like, this is we're exploring like this immigration story from these mice, but then they don't do anything with it. They don't do much with this concept, and I think that's what bugs me the most.
With the concept.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
The most you see is that they changed their names. They got a little bit persecuted in their former country. They come over to America, they change their names. That's it.
No, they find out that there are cats in America. And the streets are not paved with cheese. And there is a cat in rat's clothes. Which, by the way, biggest plot twist of the century. Biggest plot twist of the century. No. I was not expecting anything like warranty rat? Cat? Rat? I was like, no way! He must have like a deformed rat nose, so he wears that fake cone. I've never been that surprised by a movie. Oh my God. In my life. All of us fooled! I would never have guessed that!
You're a 26-year-old woman.
It was the biggest twist of all time. Just tell me one. Tell me one.
We're already getting off subject.
He can't think of one. He can't think of one.
You know what? Hold on. Do you want your hand back?
Yay, little... What the... Hey!
So I guess, is there anything negative, I guess, you want to talk about the film? I mean, I really didn't have any negatives other than just what I mentioned in my mix. There really was no plot. You fart out a plot in the last, 20 minutes of the film.
No, I loved this film. I will watch it 100 more times.
Well, you better. I bought the 4-pack.
But yeah, no, I loved this movie. I love how they were able to bring, real-life hardships to a mouse-sized animated screen. Everything going wrong there, People are sick, people are tired, people are hungry, They did a very good job.
What would you rate it out of 10?
8.5. 5.
This movie is really cute. I realize I am not the target demographic of this film.
You're not?
I had a good time. I'm not a soulless old man. I love a lot of things about it, but it just wasn't for me. I'd give this thing a 7 out of 10. It was very cute. Well, that's all the time we have for today here on Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell.
And my name is Stephanie Hitt.
And if you excuse us, we're gonna add to the stash.